It's a beautiful and breezy evening in the Omaha Metro as two clubs who are starving for 3 points meet tonight at Werner Park. It's Union Omaha and Chattanooga Red Wolves. It's USL League One soccer here on ESPN+. I'm Donnie Barnes. Let's see where these teams are in the League One table. Union Omaha unbeaten in their last 6, but they've drawn 4 of their last 5, and they need to start turning some of those draws into wins. Good news for the Owls, though, is they have games in hand on the rest of the league. Chattanooga have a win and a draw in their last 2, but they're 8th right now. They want to build some momentum after a difficult stretch. Well, Union Omaha's defense has been stellar this year as usual, but they need more goals, and they hope that Hugo Kamatani can find his groove in the second half of the season. First-year pro has scored some really nice ones this year, including this banger from outside the box against Fuego FC back in April. He also scored a couple weeks ago against FC Tucson. He has gone through some good stretches and some growing pains in his first professional season. What can he and his attacking teammates produce tonight as they look to find their goal-scoring form again? Chattanooga handing a first start, meanwhile, to recent signee Alex Tejera. Acting head coach Jimmy Weekly told us that Tejera is very good in the air and can finish crosses extremely well. They're hoping that pairing him underneath Juan Galindrez will help alleviate some of the load from their leading scorer. Omaha beat the Red Wolves when they first met in early June in Tennessee. Can Chattanooga return the favor tonight and surge back into the playoff picture? Or can Omaha reestablish their championship swagger at home? Your starting 11s and your kick-on are next.
My name is Peter Marlette. I'm the general manager of Union Omaha, and I'm a Bellevue University student. Getting this master's degree is important to me because there's always more to learn. There's always ways to improve yourself no matter what position you're in, and being able to focus on international business management specifically as opposed to sports in general or soccer in general is just going to make me a much more complete manager, leader, and employee of Union Omaha. I think Bellevue University and Union Omaha are such great partners because we both share the same goals of educating the community and improving the Omaha metro area and global community for that matter. We also fit so well together because so many of our players traditionally have to choose between pursuing a professional soccer career or pursuing their education. And because of this partnership, we no longer have to do that. Bellevue University is allowing our players to be full-time professional soccer players and still be students and still further their education and develop as people off the soccer field. So I think it makes perfect sense for us to work together.
Tonight, we would like to welcome our Centris Federal Credit Union ball kids. If you want to be a Centris ball kid at the next Union Omaha match, visit unionomaha.com/community to sign up. Thank you to Nebraska State Soccer for helping us select the Centris ball kids. Here come these two sides out onto the pitch. Union Omaha and Chattanooga Red Wolves almost set for soccer here this Saturday evening in the Omaha Metro. Let's take a look at last time these two clubs met in early June as Union Omaha would triumph by a 1-0 scoreline over Chattanooga in Tennessee. And it started early for Union Omaha. A high press won them the ball high up the pitch, and it led to this beautiful passing sequence, and it wound up at the feet of Joe Brito, who curled it deliciously into that top right corner. Just a beautiful finish after some nice build-up play. And of course, Union Omaha always so tough when they take an early lead. Chattanooga hoping to flip the tables on them tonight. They did come close on a few occasions in that game as Jose Carrera went just wide into the side netting, and then very late on, Pedro Hernandez just volleyed over as Omaha held on for that 1-0 victory. So that's what Chattanooga are hoping to avenge here tonight. Our Rotella's Bakery starting lineups tonight. First for the home side, Union Omaha. They make a few changes from their last starting 11 last week in that 0-0 draw against Forward Madison. Gabe Claudio comes in for Ryan Jiba, who appeared to suffer an injury late in that match. Connor Doyle, the team captain, is back in the starting 11 after he was rested for most of Tuesday. And Luis Heel makes his first start for Union Omaha after signing with them about a week ago. He comes in for Noe Meza, who drops to the bench for a rest tonight, but expect him to possibly appear in the second half. For Chattanooga, they also make 3 changes from their last starting 11. That was a 0-0 draw last week against Northern Colorado. Avila is still in goal for them, but Aaron Lombardi is in for the suspended Nicolas Cardona. Cardona suspended for yellow card accumulation this week. Pedro Hernandez is also in for Walefe, who picked up an injury and had to leave that last match in the 18th minute. And we mentioned in our open, Alex Tejera in for Ray Ortiz tonight. They expect him to play just underneath Juan Galindrez and try to provide additional support in the penalty box, as Jimmy Weekly looks to get more bodies, more attackers into that attacking box. There are the Red Wolves. They're wearing their road white kits tonight with that red trim. And they will be playing in a different formation today. You saw in our graphic there a moment ago, 4-5-1 today, which is not how they've generally lined up this year. But Jimmy Weekly told us in the middle of the week that they expect to make that little formational tweak because of this smaller pitch here in Omaha. They hope to exploit some different spaces and some different angles with that changed formation. You see Union Omaha, there's Joe Brito. They're in their black tops and bottoms, which they've not actually worn very much this year. 10 of their first 15 matches in the league away from home, where they typically wear either white or Volt. And even in their last few home matches, they've worn white as well, since they've been better on the road than they have been at home this year. But back in black here tonight. Our referee is Christian Campo Hernandez, and here we go on a Saturday night. Two sides looking to rediscover their goal-scoring form. And if you're in neutral, you hope they both do. It is Chattanooga attacking from left to right in this opening half. Early sliding challenge by Pedro Hernandez to win that ball back. Down that right flank they come. Gabe Claudio defending there. Again, sporting that new hairstyle that he first debuted on Tuesday night. Now the Owls look to go on the counter as Kamatani bundled over behind the play. Still they surge forward with Skiersch, who spreads it on the right to Kamal Malcolm. Malcolm dancing his way in, had a strike. Blocked down by the defense. Play still alive on the edge of the box for Isaac Bawa. Partially repelled toward the touchline. Good defending there by Aaron Lombardi. Calmly done by him, and now Daniel Navarro turning it over. Bawa looks to serve it back in, blocked back out. Good attacking intent from both sides in this opening minute. First touch of the night for Carlos Aviles, who's gotten better and better as this year has gone on, as coaches have told us. That's well won back by Connor Doyle. Now it's Malcolm. The ball carried him a little bit wide. Malcolm cutting back onto his left. Didn't quite get a hold of that shot. It was blocked by Timmy Mail. Malcolm again. Top of the area, Doyle looks to settle. His cross headed wide. Luis Heel had a good opportunity just outside the 6-yard box and couldn't steer it on target. Good start for the Owls. It's a great cross by Connor Doyle. Looked like he was shaping to have a shot there, instead clipping it into the box. Luis Heel, who, as we told you last week, played primarily as a defender during his years in MLS with Real Salt Lake and a couple other clubs, but really prefers to play as an attacking midfielder. That's the role that Union Omaha seemed to be envisioning for him. Here they come back down that right-hand side. And trying to thread it through for Hugo Kamatani. J.P. Skiersch, just a little too much weight on it. The Owls showing some great attacking impetus early on. That was exactly what Jimmy Weekly wanted to avoid. They're still 0-0. Jimmy Weekly said that the last time they played, Omaha caught us early, and they tend to do that a lot. They come out of the blocks flying, and he said, we want to turn the tables on them this week. We want to be on the front foot early. That's nearly a bad turnover. Omaha causing issues with that press again, just like they did early on against Chattanooga last time they met. The difference is Omaha had already scored by now in their last meeting. Back come the Red Wolves, though, down that right side. The cut back, and that was cut out by Dalton Knutson. Was Pedro Hernandez attacking that end line and pulling it back? See if we see more of that from Chattanooga over the rest of this match. Now the first foul of the game. As Christian Campo Hernandez blowing the whistle against Joe Brito, who appears mystified. Chattanooga could do with a little spell of possession here, just to take some of that early sting out of the game. Punching challenge there from Brito. Good persistence, though, to press through that by DJ Benton. Then looking to lead Pedro Hernandez. Can he keep it in play? He can. His cross. And volleyed from the top of the box, right on target. There's Rashid Nuhu with the first save of the match. Not the cleanest contact on that half volley. Great cross from Pedro Hernandez. I believe that was Rafael Menzingen who was on the end of it. But again, that's twice in the early going. Pedro Hernandez has attacked that end line and looked to pull across his back. Jimmy Weekly talked about asking Rafa Menzingen to do a bit more of that this week. So we haven't seen Menzingen get that opportunity yet, but his counterpart, Hernandez, has already done it twice.
Left shoulder, Jimmy. Left shoulder, Jimmy.
A loose touch from Isaac Bawa, and he loses it. Here's Galindrez. Now Hernandez. It's been a much better last couple minutes for the visitors. Sprayed long down that left side. Pretty good ball, but just a little bit high. Unable to be kept in play by Menzingen. Now, celebrating its 75th anniversary, Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of USL League One. Choose what you play with at www.selectsportamerica.com. Select, League's choice, player's choice. Chattanooga starting to get onto some of those loose balls in the midfield. Again, not quite connecting down that left flank. Isaac Bawa. Long into the path of Kamatani, trying to chest it down, and apparently made contact with his arm instead. Both sides coming off 0-0 draws last weekend. That's a foul and a free kick. Skier's guilty of that infraction. Union Omaha, though, had a long road trip last Saturday and then Tuesday at Greenville, at Madison, two tough places to play. Came out of that two-game road swing with a couple of 0-0 draws. Jay Mims was thrilled with the way they defended. There's a look at the Omaha Parliament behind that goal to our left. Jay Mims really happy with how his team is defended. He feels that their defense is in a really good place. He was happy with their fitness levels, too. He felt that they were the fitter team late in both of those last two matches. But again, reiterated how his side needs to find attacking combinations in that final third. They've been experimenting with different players, slightly different formations, trying to find something that will spark some goals into life. They have an attacking throw here, which Gabe Claudio will take. Again, in these tight, compressed dimensions at Werner Park, the throw goes right into the danger area and repelled right back. Claudio trying again, looking for Kamatani. Chattanooga looking to play their way out. unfortunate there as Claudio wasn't able to control that ball. It is a throw for Chattanooga. Other matches around USL League One tonight. Madison and Northern Colorado just underway. They are also scoreless early on. Greenville and Tormenta, they were supposed to start an hour before this one. They've been in a long weather delay. They are not underway yet. Here's Kamatani crossing toward Malcolm, chested down by Brito, pulls it back for Doyle, who scuffs his shot. And that was Luis Heel, 20 instead of 22. That's a couple early looks for Luis Heel. One inside the box with his head, that one from just outside with his right foot. Now Isaac Bawa to take this throw. Bouncing it toward the end line. Kamatani thought it took a deflection, and it did. It will be the first Modelo corner kick of the match. Kamatani letting that run out of play. Seeing that touch and content to settle for the corner. First set piece that Joe Brito has the opportunity to take tonight. Our match time temperature in the low 80s. You can see Brito already glistening with sweat. His low outswinger intended for Skiers, volleyed away before it could reach him. Set by Touche to Kamatani. Crosses to the opposite side of the box, headed backward, and Malcolm has a strike right on target. Good hit. Carlos Avila is right there at his near post. Now, Omaha not afraid to shoot early in this match. A few off target, that one right on. Now bouncing ball at the other end, and Nuhu out to claim. Rashid Nuhu putting together another fine season. His third year with the Owls. Players having to battle that setting sun on those aerial balls early in this match. Malcolm, Skiers, not able to get past his man. Able to get a toe in though and prevent the counterattack, and it's one back. And here comes Malcolm down that right side. Malcolm cutting onto his left, lays it off for Brito. Couldn't quite sort it out to have a shot. Keeps it alive though for Bawa. And the cross over the bar and onto the roof of the net. I don't think that was an attempted shot. Aviles had that crossbar covered, I think, if that had been on target. Layoff from Bawa. It was Skiers. Maybe it was a shot. Wasn't far away. Can be difficult to tell on this pitch with the dimensions being so narrow and so short. Sometimes intended crosses become shots on target. Sometimes intended shots on target are well off. The dimensions, the angles, the sight lines, all different. Omaha starting to get more comfortable on this pitch, but of course hardly played or trained on here over the first half of the season. So that normal home pitch advantage that they're used to having over the last couple of years hasn't quite been there so far this year, but they hope that will come over the second half of this season when so many of their remaining matches will be right here. Chattanooga hanging in early, still right there at 0-0. Navarro, good switch out to the right. Pedro Hernandez, and that's prodded out by Claudio, and now the first corner of the match for the visitors. And again, for a third time in the opening 13 minutes, there's Pedro Hernandez getting to that end line. First two times it resulted in dangerous pullbacks. This time results in a corner. Jose Carrera to take. Wearing that captain's armband. His outswinger toward that back post, headed along, hands go up, claiming handball. Nothing given. Almost all the players in white immediately raised their arms. Now a whistle. What do we have? Oh, man down for Omaha. That's Isaac Bawa.
What are you saying? So recognize there's going to be times just like the last one when you try to dribble in. The 8's going to come from here and the 10's going to come from there.
Good to see Bawa back up.
Bouncing back to Simpson to play out.
See if we can see what might have happened here. Well, it's Dalton Knutson that they were claiming, Chattanooga, handled that ball. That replay, it might have grazed off the side of his arm. The arm did appear to be tight to the body. Here's Nuhu claiming that rolling ball. Handball, of course, always controversial. Always subject to subjectivity, no matter how much they try to tighten or clarify the rules. So nearly a quarter of an hour in, 0-0. Despite some good attacking play from both sides. Knutson goes long. Kamatani tried to track it down. He did. First touch took it away from him. Doyle wins it back. Skierce now. The overlapping run is from Bawa. Bawa clips it into the box. Intended for Kamatani. Headed clear, though, by Timmy Mayle, who was named the League One Team of the Week for his excellent performance against Northern Colorado last Saturday. That's that good strength from Daniel Navarro as he shouldered Kamal Malcolm right off that ball into the ground. Daniel Navarro, just his second start, his third match back from that long injury layoff. Injured in the playoffs last November, missed the entire first half of this season. And they are absolutely thrilled to finally have him back. Chattanooga coaching staff saying last week that he changes the way they can play when he's in the lineup. Is that ball too strong for Isaac Bawa and out for a Chattanooga throw? Navarro, a guy with strength, with speed, with ball handling ability. He's able to calmly play his way out of possession and able to join in the attack as well. It's Union Omaha attacking here, but again, not able to connect. Skierce and Heel that time. Good ball out for Jimmy Villalobos. That's an even better ball for Pedro Hernandez. Hernandez, Omaha cutting off his route to the end line this time. Navarro. Mayle. That goes right up top. Battled for by Tejera. Did well with his back to goal to keep possession, but then wasn't able to find a teammate. That's the kind of thing Chattanooga want him to do. Get forward in front of Juan Galindres. Add more danger in that final third. Jimmy Weekly said he's a big-bodied guy with strength. We saw that with his back to goal a moment ago there. Rafa Menzingen now. Hasn't seen a whole lot of the ball in these opening 17 minutes. A key player for Chattanooga. And they're going well in the attack. Here he is, having a shot from well outside the box. Cannoned off the back of a defender. Navarro. DJ Benton back into the middle of the pitch. Jose Carrera. Benton again. Omaha back in those defensive ranks. They're always so good at retreating and forming those compact lines of defense when the opposition has the ball. Chattanooga doing well to not turn the ball over in that situation. Jimmy Weekly also said they probably were not going to press as much this week as they normally do, Chattanooga. So they'll be content to sit back and see if they can get in behind Omaha when they do have the ball. I do wonder if those early attacking flashes from both sides that didn't result in goals, if that had resulted in an early goal, might have changed the complexion of this match. Both sides have settled in a bit. We're 0-0 with 19 minutes gone. Good little surge. A neat little slipped ball. Could be in behind here. Pedro Hernandez scores! A fortuitous deflection, and Hernandez did the rest. Just the kind of break Chattanooga were looking for. One big step forward for them as they look to turn their season around at the home of the champions. It was that deflection right there. Wound up being a perfect through ball for Hernandez, and he's been bright early in this one. Mentioned his 3 times getting to the end line and pulling dangerous crosses back across the face. That time, he was on the finishing end, and he did not make a mistake as he went right between the legs of Rashid Nuhu. And it's Chattanooga 1, Omaha 0 in the 20th minute. Getting congratulations from his entire coaching staff. Well, how does that change the complexion of the match now? Omaha looking for an immediate response. Decent flick on from Skierce. Just a little bit too heavy for Kamatani. And a goal kick. That's often the recipe for Omaha, though. Those long kicks down the pitch. Winning that initial flick on, getting onto that second ball. Omaha will be frustrated meanwhile because they had some good looks in the opening 10 minutes or so. A couple shots that were errant, one that was on target and saved by Aviles. Didn't make the most of those, and now they're behind. Omaha, as well as they've defended once again this year, their issue has often been breaking down opposition defenses. Struggle to find that final ball and that finishing touch in the final third. Now Chattanooga, though you don't expect them to completely sit back this early in the match, they will not be under pressure to come forward and take chances. So Omaha might have to find a way through them in the way that they have struggled to at times this year. That was neat, confident play from DJ Benton there. Chattanooga feeling that surge of momentum following that goal, and Hernandez almost kept that in play. In fact, he did, and he prevents the goal kick, and instead it's a throw for Omaha deep in their own half. And that kind of play isn't nearly as glamorous as the goal that Hernandez scored a couple minutes ago. But sometimes it can be almost as important. It allows you to set up your press here and try to win the ball back. Chattanooga were to win it back and were to score from the end of this sequence. That's the kind of little subtle challenge and hustle play that can make a huge difference. Foul given here, though, and now it's a free kick for Omaha. And that's how it goes, of course. 99 times out of 100, it doesn't result in a goal for your team when you make a hustle play like that. But if you do it over and over again, as coaches always love to say, if you do it the right way every time, eventually you get rewarded for it. Just not that particular time. There's that long boot from Nuhu. Chattanooga doing well to win the first and second balls, but they lose the third. And scoop toward the edge of the area to Malcolm. Is he onside? Apparently so. Bawa now. Low ball in with his left. That's stabbed out easily. turn and shield by Mensingen. That's well done. You see Omaha sitting off a little bit, not initiating that high press immediately the way they often do. Now Kamatani steps up to try to press Aviles. Took a bit of a casual touch, but had enough time and space to get away with that. Oh, that's really well done. Again, you can see that confidence from Chattanooga. Mensingen looking for the return ball, not quite. The Red Wolves looking very good on the road so far. Brito, though, on the counter for Omaha. Kamatani racing toward it. It runs out for a throw, shielded out by Benton. Well, throughout the first half of the season, it's been hard to know what to make of Union Omaha's start, as they have tried to defend their League One title. That's a foul as Kamatani bundled over from behind. Free kick now in the attacking third for Omaha. The Owls have had so many draws, only lost twice, but have been picking up generally a point at a time. Had that deep open cup run, which has caused postponement of a few of their matches, which is why they still have 3 games in hand on most of the rest of the league. So hard to know what to make of where they are so far. But the one thing we've known is that in this back half of the season, starting tonight, where 10 of their last 15 games are at home, they've got to take advantage of these home matches. So far tonight, they're behind after 25 minutes. What can Brito conjure from this free kick? It's curled in well. Just bounced too high for Malcolm to command it. Hill was able to win it back. Chattanooga thought he fouled their man, and it's volleyed out decisively by Lombardi. And Mensingen has stayed down. Mensingen felt he was caught by Heel there. Mensingen back up. Union Omaha back on the ball. Brito. Good ball for Claudio, but misjudged the bounce, couldn't keep it in. You saw Chattanooga there sitting off Omaha a bit, and that's what Jimmy Weekler told us they were going to do. Especially now that they have the lead. They're going to dare Omaha to try to play their way through them. Which again is something that Omaha generally struggled to do consistently this year. That's a foul. Skierce unleashing the shot, but it wouldn't have counted. Tahara taken down by Claudio. Claudio saying, I was just going for the ball and I won it. You can always hear the coaching staffs lobbying the 4th official here at Werner Park. It's always interesting to listen in. Well, yeah, that's an interesting one because Claudio wins that ball cleanly. And on the follow-through, there's contact with Tahara. So Tahara again making his first start with his new club. Just signed a couple weeks ago. And punched that attack. Claudio's still upset about that decision. Still goalless between Madison and Northern Colorado. They're in the 25th minute. Forward Madison playing impressively well over the last month. Things have started to click for first-year head coach Matt Glazer, as he's implemented a new system there. Off to a very slow start, but looking really good lately. See if they can continue that momentum at home tonight. Ready to play again here. Christian Campo Hernandez going to give a drop ball. Who's he going to drop it to? Looks like he's going to drop it for Doyle. And he does. Joe Brito. A little bit of space to come forward, looking to pick out a cross. Not quite the one he wanted. There's Tejera back on the pitch. Here's Brito again. Knudsen. Now Claudio. Claudio has Heel making a run. Now Heel looking to turn towards goal. His cross charged right down. There's DJ Benson, who can be a real attacking threat down the flanks, but he's doing a lot of good defensive work in the first half an hour tonight. Claudio takes the throw. Looking for the flick along. It went right over the head of Kamatani. Heel won the flick. Created danger, but it just didn't fall kindly. Claudio will try again from a similar spot. Looking for Kamatani. Omaha screaming for handball. Nothing given. Hernandez. Who was that off last? Both sides lobbying for it. It's Omaha's. We have 30 minutes gone. Pedro Hernandez's goal in the 20th is the difference. Oh, a slip there by Bawa. Frustrating for Omaha as he had nobody around him at the moment. Caused that attack to break right down, and now offside as Chattanooga trying to sneakily take that free kick quickly, and it might have worked except for the fact that Juan Galindrez was apparently behind the last defender. There's Alex Touche, who's formed a good partnership in the center of that defense with Dalton Knudsen. Again, we're seeing Union Omaha with a fair amount of possession in this first half, and that's unusual for them. If you watch Omaha a lot, you know that typically they only have around 40% or so of the ball in a given match, and they're very comfortable playing that way. They'd actually prefer not to have the ball most of the time. Gill's cross was deflected, and the second ball was dealt with. Knudsen seemed to win it for a moment, and it was taken from him. Mail clipping it calmly wide. And Malcolm, was there a foul there? Yes, there was, eventually, says the far side linesperson. So Chattanooga trying to force Omaha into a situation and a kind of game plan in which Omaha is not all that comfortable. Essentially letting them have the ball, saying, here, try to unlock us. Omaha generally would prefer to sit off and try to hit teams on the counter. Still about an hour to play, so potentially lots of twists and turns left. But fascinating to see the tactical battle so far. This long ball over the top, Kamatani looked like he might have been offside. It's headed back to Aviles anyhow.
Yeah. No, or yeah, but sit in. I'd rather have 5 and 13. Alex!
There's Claudio winning that back. Galloping forward down the left. Looking for options. Plays to Kamatani. Now Brito. Seeking space. And Kamatani lost it. He thought he had Brito on the overlap. He did not. Goal kick. See some hints of frustration already for Omaha. Jay Mims, I'm sure, will be preaching patience and persistence. Meanwhile, Parliament behind that goal, already irritated with Carlos Aviles. who they feel is taking far too long to take this goal kick. Well, free kick for Chattanooga, much to the consternation of Jay Mims and Dalton Knutson. See that again. Goal kick from Aviles. And the referee judging that Knutson made contact with Tejera's back before the ball had arrived. So Carrera standing over this free kick. Has options out wide. Jay Mims still angry about that call. Carrera takes it short, gets it right back. Morrow to Mail. Ooh, Benton almost got caught on it. JP Skiers nearly was able to slip Kamal Malcolm in. Instead it goes the other way. Claudio has to put it out under pressure from Hernandez. Ten minutes to go, plus stoppage time until half. It's been a very good half so far for Chattanooga. Malcolm guilty of the foul there as he clipped Timmy Mail. Don't miss a minute of the action in 2022. Whether your club's on the road or at home, catch nearly every second of USL League One action on ESPN+, the home to the USL, MLS, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. Quickly taken throw for Chattanooga. Down in that corner, Tejera trying to keep it alive, could not. Goal kick for Omaha. Knutson still having a discussion with Christian Campo Hernandez. I think about that foul that he was called for a couple minutes ago. Saying, hey, that's what I do. I get up and win headers. Can't take that away from me. Or something like that. There's that flick on from a Nuhu goal kick. Nobody in black able to get on the end of it. And with those Chattanooga defenders having to battle that setting sun when they're defending those long aerial balls in this first half, it's tricky for them. They've handled it well, though. And Omaha have won those first balls. They've not won them well enough. Over the top, Malcolm's offside. Aviles out very well to claim it anyway. Great speed and decisiveness off his line there by the goalkeeper. Didn't matter on this occasion, but it was still impressive. Interesting to listen to Jimmy Weekly there telling Pedro Hernandez, go inside. We've seen Hernandez stay on that wing and attack the outside throughout this first half. Sounds like Jimmy Weekly wants him to change it up a bit now. Bawa trying to make something happen down the right for Omaha. Could not. Then turned over. It's not good by Chattanooga, but the following ball by Omaha was equally wasteful. Calm play from Jose Carrera. Matani pressing, couldn't quite get there. There's a flying chest down to keep it in play. Nuhu out of his area. Calmly done by the Omaha keeper. Menzingen. Tahara, he was offside, but he lets it run, and the play continues. And Jay Mims doesn't think it should have been allowed to, and it's off an Omaha defender, and it will be a corner. Omaha still irritated that that offside wasn't given. Tahara was very close to touching that ball, but pulled away from it at the last moment, and so the flag stayed down. See Tahara, he realizes he's offside, so he lets it go. I think Omaha claiming that he still was part of the play since he got so close to the ball. He still affected the play, and so it should have been blown down. But the resulting corner swung in and headed up into the air. Volleyed back toward the penalty spot, and then volleyed clear.
Via, get our shape, Via.
Tahara now, drifting out toward that left again. Well, Carrera went flying into that challenge, and he's awarded the free kick.
That one's not crazy. He's in the air on that one. That one, I know we both agree on that one.
Well, Carrera goes in really aggressively for this. Let's see it here as the ball's popped into the air. Carrera gets across J.P. Skiers. The resulting free kick apparently went out of play, and it's a goal kick for Omaha. Claudio tracked down from behind, and foul given, free kick. It's Chattanooga's turn to be irate. 5 minutes to go until half. Connor Doyle will take this for Omaha, looking for options. Chooses to go long toward that top of the box. Kamatani won it well. Malcolm couldn't get across the front of his defender to get on that second ball. Omaha scored a gorgeous back-to-front goal against FC Tucson here on this pitch a couple weeks ago. Started with Nuhu. Kamal Malcolm crossed it for Hugo Kamatani, who finished beautifully. A goal that Omaha are going to have to find a way to score a bit more in the second half of this season. They would, of course, love to find an equalizer before half tonight. Ball will not stay in play for Kamatani. It's usually a quick surface here, in addition to it being shorter and narrower than most. It can be tough to keep those balls in play by the end line. Frustrating first half for those fans. As they're counting off the seconds for Carlos Aviles very helpfully. Our out-of-town scoreboard. Northern Colorado have taken a 1-0 lead at Madison. They're in the 39th minute. Hailstorm trying to slow down and cool down red-hot Madison. Jay Mims still hot on that Omaha touchline. Unhappy with what he's seen in this first half, both from his team and apparently from the official. Aviles just gets rid of that.
Hey, Forth, let's not forget about the advantage. We gave an advantage, so we don't tell them nothing for it. Huh? But I'm just... DJ right, DJ right! Every time you guys are doing something...
Chattanooga now. Of course, they would love to find a second goal before half, if possible. They're equally content to keep possession here.
Isn't that we're supposed to, after the advantage, if there's a foul? Okay, we're not talking about it.
Again, you're hearing the lobbying from Chattanooga's bench to the fourth official. Tahara shouldered off the ball enough by Knutson. Skiers. Again, Omaha not able to make those connections out of their own half. And some space now for Tahara, who dwelt too long on the ball, but it falls to Menzingen. Menzingen's strike is palmed over the bar by Nuhu. Menzingen was on target. Nuhu was equal to it. Fell to Menzingen, who didn't need a second invitation. Hit it really well. Nuhu didn't have to stretch much, just had to throw those hands up. Still easier said than done. Had to be saved, it was. Corner coming up for Chattanooga. Jose Carrera takes the in-swinger toward the penalty spot. Doyle able to rise. And then Kamatani. I don't think a foul was given there. Maybe it was. Tough to tell. We're only going to have one additional minute at the end of this first half, we're told. Apparently that was a foul. We've seen a lot of extended stoppage times over the last few weeks in League One with those hydration breaks that we often get in the summer. Not tonight, though. Pleasant temperatures, not necessitating that hydration break. And that runs out of play. Frustrating first half for Isaac Bawa. Chattanooga nearly into the locker room with that goal advantage. Oh, what calm and classy play that was by Daniel Navarro. That's a look at the skill that he brings to that back line. A couple little one-touch, two-touch juggles right in the inside of my own area with the defender right on me. Why not? Final 10 seconds of the half. Doyle forward. Kamatani, ooh, he had an opportunity there if he could have taken that down, but he could not, and that's the end of the first half. The 20th minute goal by Pedro Hernandez separating the two sides of the break. Chattanooga playing very well, executing their game plan nearly to perfection in that opening 45. I'm sure it has to be pleasing to see for their coaching staff, but still a lot of work to be done by them. Union Omaha will look for better after the half. In just a moment, our Courtyard by Marriott halftime show is coming up. We'll have highlights from this one, of course. We'll also have highlights from the other games around the league throughout the course of this week. All that and more coming your way next. At the break, Chattanooga 1, Union Omaha 0.
Stay locked in, gentlemen. Stay locked in. Let's recover, let's recover.
I'm actually the first person in my whole entire family, teenagers, adults, kids, grandparents, that's gotten my bachelor's degree. It was 16 hours to Missouri, and then we picked up my dad and my brother, and then it was another 5 hours here. I didn't get a walk for high school. Everyone else gets that opportunity, so when it came to this, I was like, I don't care how far it is away.
There you go. Thank you. So where did you even start?
Nebraska Medicine.
Really?
He's home now. They implanted this tiny device where they can monitor his heart from anywhere.
I have some good news. Cancer's in remission. CAR T cells work.
Oh my God, amazing. They actually removed the clot that was causing Marie's stroke. She's doing great.
No matter what it is, without question, they are our go-to.
Your connection to the state's most comprehensive care. Nebraska Medicine.
Owls fans, do you want to fly like an owner? Thanks to JetLinks, you can. Every time you scan your ticket at the gates this season, you'll be automatically entered into the JetLinks Fly Like an Owner sweepstakes. JetLinks will fly a fan and guest via private jet with Union Omaha owner Gary Green to a road match at the end of the season. You and your guest will receive the full VIP owner experience for the duration of the trip. To learn more about your personal jet company, or if you're interested in a career in aviation with JetLinks, please visit jetlinks.com. Welcome back to Werner Park here at halftime. Well, there have already been 3 matches played during this week as we led up to this weekend in League One play. Mark Schoenster has more on those matches.
Starting on Tuesday, a huge crowd in Madison to watch this one, but it would take over 90 minutes for there to be a shot on goal between Omaha and Ford Madison. Dion Akoff here. The one would be the sole shot on target in the game. Madison would have a chance moments later, but this would end up being the 8th draw of the season, the 5th one, or the 8-0 draw of the season with the 5th one for Union Omaha. As we take a look at North Carolina and Richmond, a lot more goals in this one on Wednesday, starting with Shaq Adams. And this guy, he knows how to score goals outside of his ability on the ball, the amount of runs he can make, how quick he is. He just knows where to be. That's just that goal scorer instinct. And he's already been able to find assists and goals scored for this North Carolina side in his brief tenure. Now, at first this one looked like a Jalen Crisler goal, but it actually came off the back of Nicholas Molina with some physical help from Jalen Crisler. Was that a foul? Was that not a foul? I'll leave that up for you to decide. Definitely a push, though. As we get a look at Owain Gordon trying to keep his team in that second place spot. Richmond have been near the top of the table all year long, but right now it looks like maybe it's starting to slip from their fingers. Now, moments ago we saw Crisler get the push. Here he gets the whiff. Is that some karma? You could say yes, but you also maybe didn't anticipate how the end of this game would go. So it's 2-1 in favor of North Carolina. They're looking to take away 3 points. They've needed it desperately. But in added time, Emiliano Terzaghi with his 8th goal of the season, which ties them with Garrett McLaughlin and Juan Galindrez for 2nd in the Golden Boot race, just behind Jacob Labovitz. But we're not done here. 1 goal in added time for Richmond. What if we made it 2 goals in added time? Just a couple minutes later, Nil Vinyals, the service inside, headed down, and Barnathan, right place, right time, deflects off his chest. Richmond is able to get the 3-2 win, and the fans who traveled just around 180 miles, under 3 hours to come to the game, were given a treat for sticking around all the way to the end and believing. What a victory for the Kickers. Just a crushing loss for North Carolina FC. And then this happened just yesterday. 2 sides that when they met up the first go-around back in April, it was a 3-3 thriller here at American Legion Memorial Stadium. A little more lopsided this side around. Chris Hager, look at that cross. Just a beautiful ball. And then right before halftime, Charlotte would double their advantage. It would be the same guy who scored the first goal, Corey Bennett, contorting his body, twisting it, and ripping it to the back left corner. Just well done by him. Ripping it by Ofek Antman, making it a brace on the day. Has 3 goals on the season coming into this matchup. And then in the second half, early on, make sure Fuego didn't have any comeback hopes in mind. Hector Acosta, the defender, is able to clip this one and get his 2nd goal of the season, the 3rd goal of the game. Mentioned earlier, Corey Bennett, 3 goals on the season coming into this game. 3 goals in this 90 minutes, the 3rd hat trick of the season in USL League One, the 4th hat trick in Charlotte Independence history, would give the Independents all 3 points, and 3rd place for now. Now this from the USL.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals. I'm on that routine. I'm on that routine.
So where did you even start?
Nebraska Medicine.
Really?
He's home now. They implanted this tiny device where they can monitor his heart from anywhere.
I have some good news. Cancer's in remission, CAR T cells work.
Oh my God, amazing. They actually removed the clot that was causing Marie's stroke. She's doing great.
No matter what it is, without question, they are our go-to.
Your connection to the state's most comprehensive care. Nebraska Medicine.
It's Kecko. It's a great chance and parried away by Poolskamp. Weaving his way through, putting it on frame, and Villieto had to parry it over the bar. The Jamaican Malik Foster. The Panenka, absolutely disgusting. Hoisted this trophy plenty of times. Saved by Viniello. Rodrigo Lopez. It's improbable. It's indomitable. It's another cup set.
What a victory for Sacramento Republic. They are in the U.S. Open Cup final. That'll be September 7th at 8 p.m. They'll play Orlando. What a run for the USL side. What a run for USL in general. What a moment for USL. Other news and notes from around the league. Tormenta adding former Madison and New England striker Ryan Sierakowski to their roster. And Tormenta winning the W League Championship in its inaugural season in front of 6,000 mostly hostile fans in Minnesota. They came out victoriously in that one. Congratulations to them. Our team of the week from Week 17 in League One. See Victor Falk named the player of the week with a couple goals for Fuego FC, as players represented a couple from Hailstorm as they had a fine match defensively last week. Greenville, South Georgia, as we look at our current League One scoreboard tonight, they're finally underway after a long weather delay. Goalless in the 15th minute. And you see forward Madison still trailing at the half to Northern Colorado Hailstorm. That'd be a big win for NOCO if they could hang on, but a big 45 still to come in that one. On Friday, you saw the highlights of Charlotte taking apart Fuego FC 4-0. Still can't quite figure out what Fuego are this year. So up and down, as is much of the league, to be fair. Later tonight, FC Tucson and North Carolina FC, they were supposed to play, but that one postponed, so they'll not be taking the pitch tonight. On Tuesday, Northern Colorado home to Richmond. On Wednesday, it'll be Fuego and Chattanooga. Charlotte home to Forward Madison next Friday, and then next Saturday right here on ESPN+. All these matches, of course, here on ESPN+. Union Omaha makes their first ever trip out west to the Central Valley, to Fresno, California, to face Fuego FC. That should be a really interesting one as we bring you some late night USL League One here on ESPN+. More from halftime right here in our Courtyard by Marriott halftime show in just a moment.
Bosnia.
Yeah, who is your dog pick to win the World Cup?
Dog pick? Canada.
There we go.
What are we counting as underdog?
Yeah, that's a good one.
I mean, Belgium's good, but they're like, historically underdogs.
I see Senegal as the underdog.
Denmark makes it to the World Cup.
Oh, yeah, right there.
Taking it all the way. World Cup odds. Brazil plus 450, France plus 550, England, Spain, Germany. So probably anyone outside of that.
Anyone outside of
Argentina is plus 1,000.
No idea.
They're
You can answer? Yeah. Answer.
Jamaica.
Underdog.
The bomba class?
Senegal. Senegal, Croatia. Senegal, Croatia.
¿Quién tú crees que un equipo que no sea Brasil, Francia, así de los grandes, que vaya a ser bien? Que no sea favorito.
Hey, Puerto Rico, very good team.
Poland.
Lewandowski.
Right, what was your pick?
Senegal.
Yeah, good call. That was gonna be my call if Ghana was in it, but. Hey, I'll go with Ghana. Ghana.
She didn't say Ghana.
No.
Who's even in it?
USA.
That's all you know, huh?
Arizona. Arizona's gonna win it all.
You made it work, I think.
Yeah.
I think Puerto Rico.
Hey!
Ricky 6 goals.
Yes, sir.
2 assists. And Bosnia, of course, in the finals against Puerto Rico. Ecuador. The USA. Ecuador. Like we're at the USA. Ecuador. Ecuador is the underdog. Kazakhstan. Who's your underdog pick to win the World Cup?
Yeah.
Home team, Qatar.
Some interesting World Cup picks there by the Union Omaha team a couple days ago. Bosnia, seemingly very popular underdog choice there. Anyhow, we're back at the half here, presented by Courtyard by Marriott. 1-0 Chattanooga in front at the half. Let's see how it happened as we show you our first half highlights. As Union Omaha started the game really brightly, had some good attacking top play and opportunities early on. Settle. Connor Doyle crossing one for Luis Heel, who headed just wide. You wonder how much different the first half might have gone for Omaha if Heel was able to hit the target there. Their attacking play continued, just a little bit too long there for Kamatani. Then there was some good attacking play by Pedro Hernandez, initially down that right-hand side, getting himself to the end line and cutting balls back across. That was a volleyed effort by Juan Galindrez on the half volley, actually. Didn't catch it cleanly. It was crossed by Hugo Kamatani. Was flicked along and fell to Kamal Malcolm, who hit it well, but straight at Carlos Aviles, who had his near post covered. But again, Omaha on top of the first 15 minutes or so, but in the 20th minute, they got sucker punched. And it was that little challenge that turned into a perfect through ball for Pedro Hernandez, who did the rest. Nutmegging Rashid Nuhu, finishing beautifully into the back of the net. Pedro Hernandez rounding out an excellent first half with that goal to give his side the lead. So Chattanooga, again, executing that game plan exceptionally well in the first half. And they could have had a second goal, perhaps. Rafa Menzingen catching that really sweetly, but Rashid Nuhu pushing it over the bar to keep it at 1-0. Our first half match stats: 6 goals, I should say 6 shots for Omaha, 1 shot on target, 5 shots for Chattanooga, 3 of them on frame. The possession, 61% for Chattanooga. Didn't feel that way over the opening half of that first half, but Chattanooga had more of the ball perhaps as the half went on. Yellow cards, red cards, no cards shown in that opening half, which has been unusual for League One this year. We've talked about how more cards are being shown this year in League One than in past seasons, but not the case so far tonight, as referee Christian Campo Hernandez keeping them all in his pocket over the opening 45. So back for the second half with Omaha in those home black kits. They'll be attacking from left to right here in the second half. Again, still trying to spark their attack to life. And we're back underway for half number 2. Can Chattanooga hold on and secure a huge 3 points on the road, or could Omaha rally and haul themselves up this League One table? Chattanooga winning it and coming forward with Rafa Menzingen, surrounded by 3 black shirts. Offside and a free kick coming. Union Omaha has made 2 substitutions at halftime. Noe Meza has come on for Hugo Kamatani. And Eddie Gordon, returning from injury. He's been out for the last few weeks. He is subbed in for Gabe Claudio. So Meza for Kamatani, Gordon for Claudio. Defending to do for Omaha here. Comes right across the face. Knew who left it. There's Tahara showing that strength. Holding off the attentions of Alex Touche and eventually earning a throw, excuse me. Yeah, that is Tahara, wearing that number 29. Again, in his first start for the team. By that corner flag, the cross in. Nuhu came for it, didn't get there. But he's let off the hook by a foul. He was misjudged by Nuhu. Rashid Nuhu doesn't misjudge crosses all that often, but it was a let-off for him there. He was in real trouble. Again, Omaha, since that 2-1 victory against FC Tucson here 2 weeks ago, where remember they scored in stoppage time to secure that win. Since then, they've played out 2 0-0 draws, and failing to score in the first half here tonight. So that's over 225 minutes of game time without a goal. They're in desperate need of one. Still have plenty of time to get it. Chattanooga, with their speed, their skill on the ball, they're always going to be dangerous on the counter. They are in exactly the kind of position that they would have wanted to be.
Aaron, take a look, Aaron. Rafa, take a look, Rafa. Right shoulder one.
There's Eddie Gordon. It'll be interesting to see what he offers in this second half. His return to the pitch. Not being able to play for a bit. Thrown on in a situation where Omaha really need him to be really good in this second 45. He's able to help it along down that left side to Joe Brito. Brito looking to make something happen, lifting it into the box, over everyone's head, and it spins out. Of course, that's not Brito's favorite foot. He prefers to use the right.
One.
Aviles playing that goal kick short. Jose Carrera. Classy move to create space by him. Bawa, and then Malcolm letting that run. Runs right to Aviles. Trying to step up that press. They seem to have Daniel Navarro surrounded, but Navarro, as he so often does, able to find a way out for his team. They break that press really well. Great combination play. And Galindres forward for Tejera. Now a great through ball, and they could be in here, but there's Nuhu. Quick off his line, and then did he kick out at the end? Oh boy. Big decision here for the referee. Christian Campo Hernandez shows a yellow card. And I believe he showed it to Hernandez for the initial contact on Nuhu, which Nuhu took real exception to. It'll be interesting to see this replay because it looked like Nuhu gave a kickback at the end of that. So there's the initial contact. Boy, Nuhu's a bit fortunate too. I think the yellow card initially to Hernandez is very justified because he goes in really hard on that challenge and definitely makes contact.
That one, keep dropping one.
Now, maybe a chance for Omaha, but Meza mostly swung and missed. It was one of those long balls down the center of the park that almost led to an opportunity. Initially, that yellow card was announced as being against Nuhu. It has been changed to Pedro Hernandez. That is the first card of the match. So Hernandez has both the only goal and the only card of the game so far. Here's Brito now, and then Malcolm. Luis Gil lifting it out wide for Brito. Cut out before it reached him. The back line now, Touche, Bawa. And the surge past Rafa Menzingen. Pulls it back instead. Again, this is where Chattanooga are content to sit off the ball and dare Omaha to play it right through them. Try to go long to this right side. That's a good ball for Skiers. Scooping it along from Meza, who keeps it in play. And apparently it went out of play. Or was there a foul? Apparently a foul and a free kick for Omaha. Aaron Lombardi unhappy with that call. And he and his teammates are going to have to defend this free kick. Just called for clattering Meza's shins at the end of that play. So Joe Brito, who got to take a ton of set pieces last week at Madison, has hardly had any to take tonight. Just one corner in the first half. Lifts it in here, and it flashes across the face of goal and deflects out. Who did it come off last? It's going to be a corner. Apparently off DJ Benton. That could have gone anywhere. Low fizzing delivery from Brito. Flying flick by Meza. I don't think Meza was trying to flick that on. He was trying to head it on goal. Skimmed off the top of his head and then into the mix. Bobbled wide. Skiers will take this corner now. It is a Modelo corner kick, just the second of the match for Omaha. Skiers pulling it all the way up high. Heel switches play to the left. Pings diagonally to Skiers, headed across the face. Well read and defended out by Benton. Really interesting corner kick routine there from Omaha. Unconventional. Almost worked. More nice work from Juan Galintres, helping his team break out of a tight space. Those are the kind of contributions from your striker and leading scorer deep in your own half that are priceless. Avila is pressed a bit by Meza, but handles that. This will be an Omaha throw. Again, that's another one of those unglamorous little moments and plays. When you're defending in tight spaces in your own half, and you're under pressure, having a striker who not only can score goals at the other end, but can stay calm in possession, keep possession, help your team break out of a trap. That is so important to have. Omaha fans trying to rally their team as we remind you about Sirius XM. If you can't watch the match, turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access. Tuesday nights at 7 Eastern. More on that in a moment. Here's Joe Brito, fronted by a couple white shirts, keeping possession really well for a moment before it was prodded off his toes. Omaha able to win the ball back. That's good work from Eddie Gordon. Bawa. And calm down for Touche and Knudsen.
Come on, DJ! Just put the ball right.
Free kick for Omaha now. As we round out our thoughts on Sirius XM, you can hear live matches from the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the SXM app. Let's see what the Owls can do from this free kick. Just over 10 minutes into the second half. Edge of the box, runs past Skiers, runs out for a throw. Just not quite coming together for Omaha in the attack so far. Still lots of time left in this one, of course. Pressing from Meza, but it results in a goal kick. Elsewhere, Tormenta are doing it to Greenville again. After that long weather delay, Greenville at home, top of the table Greenville. It's Greenville 0, Tormenta 2 in the 31st minute. Tormenta have been a side over the last few years, even as Greenville have been one of, if not the best teams in League One throughout that time. And Tormenta's just given them fits. No matter what their personnel, no matter what the circumstances, no matter where they are in the table. Ball is put out. It's going to be a corner for Chattanooga. Juan Galindrez wasn't able to get turned, but he wins a set piece. Corner taken quickly and short. Lombardi pings it in. Solid header away. Clearance from Isaac Bawa. All the way back to Aviles. In play by Carrera. Bawa now. Kamal Malcolm has been increasingly isolated as this game has gone on. Had some bright moments in the first 10 or 15 minutes. He has Omaha's only shot on target so far. Chattanooga have tightened up on him defensively since then. He's not been able to have much of an impact so far. There's a slip by Connor Doyle. It's back to Nuhu. Omaha finding it frustrating trying to break down Chattanooga thus far. That 20th minute goal from Pedro Hernandez still separating the two sides and putting Chattanooga in the position where they can play the way they are right now. It's going to take an Omaha goal to open this match back up. Again, they've gone a while without one now. Knutson. Now Meza, and it just ran away from him for a moment. Still loose in the edge of the box. Heel, hoping it would fall kindly to him, but it didn't. Plenty of appeals for fouls either way. Touche has to track this down ahead of Hernandez, and Nuhu helps out. Now back to the keeper it goes, and Aviles being closed down by Malcolm, who almost got there. But again, Carlos Aviles very casual. And almost paid the price for it. There's Gabe Claudio, meanwhile. You see him in a boot. Look at that right foot. And that is not a good sight for him or for Union Omaha. Again, he was subbed off at halftime. We assumed that was just a tactical substitution with Omaha trailing, but apparently there was more to it than that. Lombardi was pushed down, and with an hour gone and 30 to play, Christian Campo Hernandez telling him to calm down. That was nearly turned over, and again, good work by Jose Carrera to keep the ball for his side. Chattanooga have generally handled this Omaha high press very well tonight. They've had a few balls that nearly could have turned into very bad situations for them, but each time they've been able to make just the right play at the right moment and have gotten the kind break of the ball as well. See Omaha getting ready to make a couple more substitutions. Dion Akoff and Alex Bruce will both come on in just a moment. Brito here by the end line, unable to keep that play alive. Two men on the counter now for Chattanooga. It's Menzingen trying to scoop it into the path of Galindrez, but just too much on it. Nuhu sweeps up. Substitutions will be made at the next dead ball. Omaha hoping to find an equalizer with the 11 they have on the pitch right now. Bawa and Skiers, Doyle, and Gordon. Andy Gordon again. And Meza trying to bring it down, could not. Goal kick. Now you would expect those substitutions. So Alex Bruce, who scored that winning goal as a substitute 2 weeks ago in stoppage time against FC Tucson. Dion Akoff, who looked really good after he came on for the last 15 minutes or so on Tuesday at forward Madison. Kamal Malcolm and Luis Heel, the two who make way. Dion Akoff brings such a physical attacking presence to Omaha. Very strong on the ball and off. Very strong in general. Brito. Skiers. Now Gordon switching out to that right side. Gonna dance at two defenders. Wanted to chop it into the box, took a deflection though. Akoff gets his body in the way and helps win it back. Skiers lines it up from distance, hit his own man. Now a very ambitious strike from Doyle is way over the bar. Referee apologizing to Jose Carrera. Not sure if they collided behind the play. I'm Donnie Barnes, hope you're enjoying this one. If you're a Chattanooga fan, you certainly are so far. They have played a nearly perfect road match through an hour plus. Work by Brito to maneuver some space for himself. Lifting it over the back line to Akoff. Akoff's cross. Sliding intervention from Daniel Navarro. It's out for a throw. Put in play quickly. Doyle looked to serve it in. Here's Gordon and Akoff. Wearing those socks down low like he usually does. First time ball in, lifted high in the air. Brito rising for it, really got up, but maybe jumped a bit too soon. That ball hanging up for so long. And it results in a Chattanooga throw. Trying to press along that touch line, but they commit a foul. A little bit overzealous in the press. Alex Bruce. Penalized for a push on DJ Benton. And Chattanooga having to reshuffle their starting 11 a bit tonight. Walefi unavailable for selection, not in the 18. We had to leave last Saturday's match very early with an injury. Nicholas Cardona out with a suspension for yellow card accumulation this week. This reshuffled lineup has looked really good for 65 minutes. Free kick for Omaha right by the halfway line. As they continue to search for a way back into this match. Eddie Gordon. We're at the top of the area. Chattanooga are getting ready to make a change at the next dead ball. Ray Ortiz will be coming on. Heavy collision there, and a foul and a free kick. Pedro Hernandez is on a yellow, remember. That's why Omaha are so insistent that he should be carded again. Decision time for Christian Campo Hernandez. Does not appear that he's going to show. Well, is he now? Oh, that card is coming out. And Pedro Hernandez has been shown a second yellow. He's been set off. It's a Hale Varsity Club red card. And Chattanooga, who have done everything right for 66 minutes, are suddenly down to 10 men. Now another yellow has been shown to somebody else in white. That's Aaron Lombardi, apparently, who's also been carded. Another Hale Varsity Club card. Well, it was Eddie Gordon who was brought down by that collision, and he's still down, as you see. Let's see it again. This is what resulted in the second yellow, and thus the red to Pedro Hernandez. It's a 50-50 ball. Gordon just getting there first. Hernandez trying to say, look, we're just coming together trying to win the same ball. But Christian Campo Hernandez, who again didn't show any yellow cards in the first half. He's only shown a couple all night. Showed the second yellow, and so the goal scorer is off the pitch. Quite an eventful 66 minutes tonight for Pedro Hernandez. He's the reason Chattanooga are ahead. He's now also the reason they're down a man. Although he and his teammates and coaching staff would feel that there's a different reason. All part of the subjectivity and the controversy of the sport of soccer, of course. So now, what can Omaha do against 10? Down a goal, but up a man. Christian Campo Hernandez coming over, and I think he's going to show a card to Jay Mims. It looked like the red was coming out initially, but it's just a yellow. Jay Mims has been sent off once this year. That was at Charlotte. When Union Omaha conceded a last-minute goal that they still feel to this day never crossed the line. Mims has been carded on a couple other occasions and is carded tonight. Alex Touche. Knudsen trying to help split lines. Meza now work an opening on the edge of the box. Didn't present itself, so he pulled it back to Skiers. His ball intended for Gordon was cleared by Galindres. And you see that Chattanooga striker doing good work in his own defensive third. Knudsen and Connor Doyle. Again, Union Omaha normally much more comfortable playing without the ball and trying to hit opponents on the counter. But down a goal here, up a man, they're being presented with lots of the ball. Lifted over, and it falls for Gordon. Gordon against Lombardi. Akoff by the end line, puts the cross in. Took a deflection before it could reach Alex Bruce, and it clattered off his shin. Lifted back in by Doyle, but sent right back. 70 minutes gone, 20 plus stoppage time to go. There you see the substitution for Chattanooga finally. Remember, they were getting ready to make that sub several minutes ago, right before that second yellow and red, as Ray Ortiz comes on to replace Alex Tejera, who goes 70 minutes in his first start for Chattanooga. Did well, didn't have a lot of chances fall his way. But again, the changed formation, the tweak in tactics has worked really well for Chattanooga thus far. Now they look to break out on the counter, and it's Rafa Menzingen. Big danger here for Omaha. Menzingen up by himself, now has a man arriving to his left. Menzingen shouldered over, legally, says the referee, by Alex Touche. The Chattanooga bench furiously calling for a penalty. But play on, said the referee. Now Gordon and Brito for Omaha. A little bit of space for Brito, but that closes quickly. Now you see everybody back in white. Brito again. Now Eddie Gordon. Still Gordon, but it runs away from him. And then Carrera again operating in close quarters very well. Meza pulls it back for Gordon. He swings it in. Swung back out on the volley. First action for Ray Ortiz tonight. And then Lombardi. Akoff hoping to find J.P. Skiers, but not quite. I apologize for the technical difficulties we're experiencing here, as Connor Doyle gets that run away from him. Whose ball is this? Chattanooga claiming it, but it's Omaha's throw, and they put it quickly back into play. Isaac Bawa. Skiers. Akoff. Omaha still trying to unlock this Chattanooga defense. That cross swung on and missed by Bruce. Still with Alex Bruce. Didn't have the space to get a second shot attempt away. Doyle along for Akoff, who stepped in front of Brito, who is frustrated by that, but Akoff takes it back. Akoff. What can he create? Doyle keeps it moving for Knutson. Knutson sent it right off a white body. That white shirt, those white shorts, those white socks forming a picket fence at the top of that Omaha penalty box. You certainly can't blame them for doing so. Down a man, but up a goal. And they try to spring one. Galindrez over the top. Galindrez holding the ball up, waiting for support, and he finds it in the form of Ray Ortiz. Ortiz jogging it forward. Galindrez goes on the run. Omaha had that covered. Chattanooga claiming that throw. Referee disagrees. But just that little sequence there by Chattanooga to get themselves up the pitch, consume some time, allow their defense to recover, take a breather, take a mental break. That's really valuable. That's a bad turnover, though. And looking for the through ball was Meza. Not quite. He's trying to spring Alex Bruce. Again, that back line of white shirts able to close ranks quickly. Jimmy Weekley said this week that with Daniel Navarro back on that back line for them, in Navarro and Timmy Mayle, they feel they have the best center back pairing in the league. They have played extremely well for the first 75 minutes tonight. We'll have a free kick here by halfway. In Greenville, the Triumph have pulled one back, so at halftime there, Tormenta 2, Greenville 1. Madison have equalized, meanwhile, in the state capital of Wisconsin. They're 1-1 now with Northern Colorado with about 20 minutes to play. Here it remains 1-0. Chattanooga Red Wolves. Pedro Hernandez scoring in the 20th, set off in the 66th. Chattanooga trying to move themselves back into the top six, back into a playoff position with a win here tonight. Union Omaha at the start of a stretch of many home matches in the second half of this season. First one is not going to plan so far. They still have some time. Akoff trying to cut to the end line, looking to serve in the cross. Partially deflected. Lombardi did really well. Stayed in play as well. He prevented the corner also, and Ray Ortiz hacked it clear. Omaha continuing to search for a way through Chattanooga's defense. Knutson. Bawa. So Chattanooga happy to let Knutson try to ping that ball around. Lifting it over the top, over Skiers. And out for another goal kick. It is a favorite saying of Jay Mims, Union Omaha's head coach, of course, that scoring goals is the toughest thing to do in soccer. It's been very difficult for Omaha over these last 3 matches and generally over the course of this season. And they've only been beaten twice in 15 games. They've had 8 draws, 5 of them 0-0. They're not going to draw 0-0 tonight. Right now, they are trailing. That goes out of play for an Omaha throw. At the start of the night, Omaha would have been very disappointed if they'd have to settle for yet another draw. Right now, trailing with 12.5 minutes to go. A draw doesn't sound like such a bad result from their standpoint. Oh, what a great flick. Doyle could be in. He pulls it across, and it rolls just wide. Alex Bruce had a great opportunity just outside the penalty spot and couldn't hit the target. Connor Doyle with an absolutely gorgeous backheel flick to himself. Watch this. Wow. Chose not to take the shot. Probably the right decision. He squares it for Bruce, who's open. And just could not find that side netting. Best chance of the night for Omaha so far. Will they get a better one? They'll have to defend a free kick first. Chattanooga's about to make another substitution. As you see, Ray Ortiz down at the end of that challenge. Josue Cartagena is going to come on for Chattanooga. Told he's going to replace Juan Galindrez. Not on just yet, though. You see Galindrez still there, jogging toward the left side of your screen. Carrera tried the no-look ball. Usually does that really well, not that time. Brito. Long ball down the left side. That's ambitious, leaving Bala with a lot to do and just a bit too much. Chattanooga make that substitution now. Apparently not yet. So Galindrez still on the pitch. As we approach the final 10 minutes. Chattanooga playing with 10, but still playing with the lead, and they have a free kick. A free kick that Dalton Knutson and the Union Omaha crowd felt was a soft one. Connor Doyle had to come over and play peacemaker with the referee for a moment. Union Omaha making a substitution too. J.P. Skierce going off. Giovanni Willis checks in. Giovanni Willis, who hasn't played a lot for Omaha this season, got a start last week, or I should say on Tuesday earlier this week, and did very well. So Willis on for Skierce. Jay Mims hopeful that Willis can help create something over these final 10 minutes. Galindrez now jogging off, and you see him taking his time, and you can see the referee pointing to his watch saying, I'm keeping track of how much time this substitution takes, and I'm going to add it on at the end of this second half. Galindrez, a very hard-working night. And didn't have a lot to feast on in the attacking third, but dug in and defended and helped his teammates so well. Josue Cartagena comes on in his place. First touch for him, right back to his teammate. Cartagena from Panorama City, California in the greater Los Angeles area. Well, Omaha's need is urgent. Loss here tonight, certainly not the end of their season. Far from it. They still have plenty of home games to come. Still 14 league matches left after tonight. be a tough one morale-wise. Throughout that very grueling first half with so many road matches, they've been looking toward this second half of the season. This is the time to start their upward climb. Burrito's cross, back post. Flicked toward the edge of the area, flicked further along by Menzingen. So that climb up the table was meant to start tonight for Omaha. It has not done so thus far. Burrito. Good cross, better defensive header. Once again, those central defenders for Chattanooga doing excellent work. That was Timmy Mayle who made that crucial clearance. In the League One Team of the Week last week. Might be in there again this week if things hold. Bawa chopped it off a defensive foot. It's an Omaha throw. Rafa Menzingen, like the rest of his teammates, digging in defensively. It's thumped right out of there. You see everybody in a black shirt in the attacking half of the pitch as Knudsen had to run all the way back to track that ball down. 7 minutes plus stoppage time remaining. Still Pedro Hernandez, 20th minute goal. Standing up as the winner for Chattanooga. Doyle forward. Toward the head of Meza, clipped it along, but again, it just won't fall for Omaha so far. Willis volleys it along. Over Alex Bruce's head, back to Willis. Couldn't settle it, and then lifted it well over Gordon's head. That's how it's gone so far for Omaha tonight. Frustration for Jay Mims and his side. Great shoes, though. Mims always well dressed on the touchline. One of those coaches who's able to dress well in different ways. A lot of versatility to his style game. That is not what is on his mind right now. Burrito with 3 white shirts around him. Gordon looking to pick his way through by himself, not quite. Hear the Chattanooga bench yelling at their side to get up. They don't want their team defending quite as deeply as they've been lately. Trying to go down the right flank that time, too much on it for Burrito. Johnny Wadorama is going to come on for Chattanooga in just a moment. He will be replacing Rafa Menzingen.
He wasn't supposed to go yet. No, we gotta put this one. Jimmy, he wasn't supposed to go. I didn't know.
Chattanooga can smell those 3 points. Jimmy Villalobos was trying to advance by himself. Sliding challenge by Ray Ortiz to put that out of play. Anything that can milk a few seconds off the clock is precious for Chattanooga now. This would be such a huge morale-boosting win for them. Again, they have a win and a draw in their last 2 games. That followed a really difficult stretch. They're not there yet, though. Burrito, his attempted cross again was defended. Omaha have not been able to put in many successful crosses in this second half. Again, that was Aaron Lombardi getting in the way. See Wadorama and Jorge Luna both set to check in, and those substitutions will happen now. Jorge Luna replaces Jimmy Villalobos. And Wadorama replaces Rafael Menzingen. It's becoming redundant to say that any player in those white shirts has worked hard tonight, because they all have, and they've worked exceptionally well. Rafa Menzingen, no exception. His usual attacking brilliance a little bit shackled tonight, but did what he needed to do. More importantly, did what his teammates need him to do. Knudsen, would he shoot from there? Chattanooga were inviting him to do so. Burrito lifting it back post, but easy for Avilés, who is glad to fall on top of it. Well, the 2022 League Two playoffs are in full swing. We've reached the second weekend of matches. Watch all the action tomorrow, Sunday. Go to USLLeague2.com for more information on how to watch and follow all that drama. Is there still some drama left in this one? 3 minutes plus stoppage time remaining. Still Omaha attacking the 10 men of Chattanooga, searching for an equalizer, searching for their first goal in 3 matches, trying to avoid what would be just their 3rd defeat in 16 games this season. Knutson. Meza. Too much on it for Akoff. And there's Aviles.
Right, in. Let's go, Carlos.
Not yet. I'll let you guys know shortly.
We were told before the match that Union Omaha wanted to wear their white kits here at home tonight. They've worn those white kits most of the season, even lately at home. They've had better results in the white than they have in the black. And shortly before the match, we were told that they were going to have to wear the black shirts. I'm not sure exactly what the reason for that was, but there does appear to have been a last-minute change in what color kits the two teams would be wearing tonight. And if this result holds, I think the Owls are going to continue to look at those black kits with not the fondest eyes. It has continued to not happen for them for nearly 89 minutes tonight. Gordon into the box. That came off the foot of Jose Carrera. It will be a corner. A Modelo corner coming for Omaha. It will be just their 3rd of the night as we enter the final minute of normal time. Joe Brito takes his outswinger, headed away, comes back to Brito though. Volley at back post. Again, only white shirts in the vicinity. Lifted in by Baua. Another header won by Timmy Mail. Here's Brito. Gordon. Brito again. Gordon with some space. Can he pick out a cross? No. Another sliding challenge, this time by Ray Ortiz. Another corner for Omaha. Chattanooga desperately defending with 10. Brito's service this time. Back post. Rising was Baua. Could not make a clean connection with it. And we're into stoppage time. We're told there will be 5 minutes of that. 5 minutes standing between Chattanooga and a massive road victory. See the attempt from Baua. Got up really well, but again, the end product, as it has not been for Omaha over these last 3 matches, just was not there. Crowd upset about Aviles taking his time before this goal kick, but of course Rashid knew who would do the same thing if it were Omaha with a 1-0 lead. Now Chattanooga will have a throw, and that will allow them to take some more time off this clock. Little wrestling there in the midfield. Dion Akoff fouled. He wants to get on with it. He does. Brito advances down the right. And he was halted by Carrera. Akoff wanted it to his feet quickly. Brito takes the other option. Gordon, was he brought down? Akoff tries to keep it in play. Another sliding block by Carrera. Another corner coming up for the home side. Pressure ratcheting up for Omaha in these closing moments. Is it too little too late? Or is there a late equalizer in this one? Brito wanted to take that corner right now. The referee spots something that he wants to sort out first. And now Brito is going to leave it. Looks like Connor Doyle's going to take it instead. Doyle has not taken many corners this year. Can he deliver a telling one? It's a low fizzing corner, and again it's headed clear. Running out of superlatives to describe how well Chattanooga defended tonight. Lifted in once more, headed up into the air. Aviles onto the roof of the net. Looked for a moment as though he might be in some difficulty, but he knew where it was going. And it's another goal kick. That clock continues to wind. Two and a half minutes to go. Aviles taking as long of a walk back, as many little stutter steps as he can. Again, that's smart play. That's what you'd want your goalkeeper to do. Chattanooga wanting a foul. They don't get one. Brito for Omaha. Trying to hold off challengers. Akoff doing the same. Looking to get himself turned. Laying it off. Blasted into the back of the net. Oh, it's an amazing equalizer for Union Omaha. That is Giovanni Willis. That is special. That's incredible. On a night where it looked like an equalizer would never come, when it looked like a goal would never come, it came from an unlikely source at an unlikely time. Giovanni Willis, who sent one nearly out of Brees Stevens Field in his one-shot attempt earlier this week on Tuesday, puts it in the corner from 30 yards out tonight. Pick that out. It's a thunderbolt. It's 1-1. Now, Omaha, having found that equalizer, they have at least another minute to go in search of a winner. They couldn't, could they? They have a throw. They have it with Doyle. And then Knutson. And then Willis once again. Oh, he just missed. Oh, why not? Giovanni Willis feeling it. Wanted it. Almost had it. Wow. Giovanni Willis. What have the Owls unleashed? Again, got his first start of the year on Tuesday. Looked good, if a bit raw. What a moment to score his first goal. For a moment, you thought maybe he'd scored another. Now, could Chattanooga still find something late? They motor away with Ray Ortiz down that left side. Ortiz looking to dance his way in toward the end line, cuts it across, but there was Gordon to intercept. We've had the 5 minutes. We play now at the continued discretion of Christian Campo Hernandez. We'll play no more. And Chattanooga, despite that valiant effort, have to settle for a point on the road. Union Omaha, with that spectacular late equalizer, in the end, are grateful for yet another draw. A sweaty, breathless, emotional 90-plus minutes. And it ends, Union Omaha 1, Chattanooga Red Wolves 1. Well, you feel for Aaron Lombardi and his teammates. They gave everything tonight, and they were so close to that big road win. How about your play of the match, brought to you by Shady Rays? What else? This equalizer from Giovanni Willis. It looks just as special every time you watch it back. How about the ball boys behind the goal? You think they enjoyed that? That's a moment they'll never forget. And it's a moment Giovanni Willis will never forget. His first professional goal. And what a way he chose to do it. A stoppage time equalizer. Again, Union Omaha came in desperate for a win, tired of draws. They walk out of here tonight pretty jubilant about this particular draw. We'll wrap it up from Omaha in just a moment when we come back for our post-game show.
Yeah, we're excited to finally be back home for Chattanooga after having 2 matches away from home. So we're ecstatic to get back in front of our fans. The last time we were here with our fans, it was it was a great result. It was a great game. It was a record crowd. So we know our support will come again against Chattanooga this Saturday. We need you guys, and let's make it another record crowd. It's always a fun game, and we'll be ready. So we'll see you guys at Warner Park.
We're back at Warner Park for our first match in August on Saturday, August 13th for Omaha Community Night and Women in Sports Group Night. We'll be honoring the advancements and achievements that have come in women's sports over the past 50 years since the incorporation of Title IX. If you're interested in bringing a group out, call 402-738-5105. It ends level after a grueling 90-plus minutes in Omaha tonight. Union Omaha and Chattanooga Red Wolves, 1-1. Let's see our man of the match tonight. That is Giovanni Willis. Why not after that stoppage time goal? How about our full-time highlights? I'll show you how this one unfolded tonight by Timmy Mann. In the first half, Union Omaha came out really strongly. They had some good attacking moments in the first 15 minutes. Could have found themselves ahead. That strike was on target from Kamal Malcolm, but saved well by Carlos Aviles. Then in the 20th minute, the opening goal arrived, and it was Pedro Hernandez off a kind deflection. This sliding tackle turned into a perfect through ball, and didn't Pedro Hernandez take advantage, nutmegging Rashid Nuhu, putting Chattanooga into an early lead. And they defended that lead exceptionally well. They were set up so well tactically today. And they were still ahead 1-0 early in the second half. And this shot by Rafa Menzingen was palmed over by Rashid Nuhu. Nuhu kept it at 1-0. This was a great take by Nuhu coming off his line ahead of Hernandez. Hernandez picked up his first yellow for that challenge. And that would prove crucial later in the second half. Chattanooga still the 1-0 advantage. Union Omaha searching for that equalizer. What a flick that was by Doyle. Pulled it across the center for Alex Bruce, and he would desperately love that one back. After Pedro Hernandez was set off in stoppage time, what an equalizer from Giovanni Willis. What a way to score your first professional goal from fully 30 yards out plus. A lightning bolt into the corner, leaving Carlos Aviles absolutely helpless. Giovanni Willis take a bow. He almost scored another one later. Almost won it with 2 in stoppage time. He settled for 1. Both these sides settle for a point tonight. Our final match stats: 15 shots for Union Omaha, only 2 of them on target. 5 shots for Chattanooga, 3 on target. They didn't have a shot in the second half. Again, they played with 10 men for most of the final 25 minutes plus. Union Omaha winding up with the majority of the possession. Again, that's unusual for them, and they struggled with it, as they sometimes do. Giovanni Willis bailed them out with one sweet sweep of that right foot. There was the one red card in the match, of course. We talked about that, to Pedro Hernandez. A goal scorer sent off. Quite a night for him, quite a night in general. Omaha Parliament witnessed a frustrating night for most of it for them, before Willis saved a point for the home side. We hope you've enjoyed this one. For our entire great production crew, I'm Donnie Barnes saying good night from Warner Park here in the Omaha Metro, where it finished tonight. Union Omaha 1, Chattanooga Red Wolves 1.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.